And good morning, YouTube. What is going on, Fizz? What's going on? Dark Hair GC Blues. Spread zero. Excuse me. Well, folks, as you know, good games on deck, and everything was going pretty good tonight. Before I get into this, I did check out a location here in Granite. Let me tell you something, folks. It's a great place. If anyone in the area, the Granite City area, who watches my videos, and happens to come upon this place, you guys gotta check it out. It's a great place. Manhattan's coffee house and social house, very great place. It's half coffee house, half bar. Very great place. I mean, it's a very great place. I like it. I really like it. I had my first Manhattan in over 10 years, folks. Made a little differently. Let me tell you something. That was a very good Manhattan I had. I mean, a very good Manhattan. My bill a little bit. I actually, when I break in my hats, I always line it up. So I line up the tip. Nice, good. I'm not a flat bill person. I never like bills. I have a nice little crease in it, nice little. And all this is really cardboard right here. Hope you guys like the new hat. It looks good, doesn't it? Uh, but yeah, it's a great place. I have also a frappuccino or frappe, they call it. I have me hazelnut. It's very good. I mean, very good. So if you guys are in the Grand City area and you are by Emos, check them out. They're very good. Okay, we had 6 games on deck tonight. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games on deck. And remember earlier I gave you the 3 games from earlier with the post/free game. You're going to get them again, and then you're going to get the rest. Okay, so let's get right into it. And also remember, folks, if you happen to come across this video and happen to like it, give me the thumbs up doodle. Very important. Helps the channel out. And if you have not subscribed yet, hit the subscribe notification. And if you want, and you don't have to, hit that bell icon. You want to be notified on when I upload whatever the video. So let's get right into it. Starting off with Columbus at Montreal. Entering the match at Columbus was 22-22-1, 45 points. Montreal 8-31-7 and 23 points. And at the end of 60 minutes, Columbus wins by a score of 2-1. Shots on goal were 42 for Columbus, 31 for Montreal. Blue Jackets had 30 saves. The Canadians 40. The Columbus was 1 for 2 on power play. Montreal 0 for 1. Big win for Columbus. This helps them out a lot. They can do good though, folks. You never know what can happen. Next, we have Boston at Ottawa. Entering the matchup, Boston was 26-16-3 and 55 points. Ottawa was 16-23-4 and 36 points at the end of 60 minutes. Boston wins by a score of 2-0. Shots on goal were 37 for the Bruins. The Senators 30. 30 saves for the Bruins. 35 for the Senators. Both teams were 0 for 2 on the power play. Big win for Boston. It's their 27th win, their 57th point. They're making strides, folks. You never know what can happen. By the way, I also got the playoff sheet in here. I want to tell you this. I got the playoff sheet in here. And now these are also what I see in the projections. And so I'll lift up the sheets a little bit. I got the playoff sheet right in here. I'm going to tell you this. I got two teams marked out. Oh, excuse me. Who I believe are totally mathematically out of it. They don't have a chance. You'll find out why when we get to it. Next is Philadelphia at Detroit entering the matchup. Philadelphia was 15, 23, and 8, 38 points. Detroit 21, 21, and 6, and 48 points. Excuse me. At the end of the 60 minutes, the Detroit Red Wings beat the Philadelphia Flyers by a score of 4-2. Shots on goal were the Red Wings 23, the Flyers 34. Saves was 32 for the Red Wings, Flyers 20. The Red Wings were 1 for 2 on the power play with the Flyers, 1 for 3 on the power play. So Detroit picks up their 50th point of this season. Now, 22 wins, that's not bad, but they got 21 losses also. If they continue to win like they are, they could make a good run. So we'll see what can happen. Now for the games that I had picks for, did I do good? Starting off with Toronto and Vancouver. Entering the matchup. Toronto was 30, 11, and 3 and 63 points. Vancouver 21, 21, and 6 and 48 points. At the end of 60 minutes, Toronto loses by a score of 3-2. Shots on goal were the Canucks 24. Toronto Maple Leafs 53 shots on goal. 53. Yeah. The Canucks 51 saves. The Maple Leafs 21. The Canucks had 1 for 5 on the power play, with Toronto being 2 for 3 for the power play. So big win for the Canucks with the Maple Leafs losing, but anything can still happen, folks. Season's still we're winding down. Anything can happen, folks. Next was Winnipeg and Nashville. Entering the matchup, Winnipeg was 19, 17, and 8 and 46 points. Nashville was 28, 15, and 4 and 60 points. At the end of 60 minutes, the Winnipeg Jets beat the Nashville Predators by a score of 5-2. Shots on goal were 43 for the Jets, the Predators 36. The Jets have 34 saves with the Preds at 38 saves. The Jets were 3 for 8 on the power play, with the Preds 1 for 3 on the power play. So a big 20th win for the Jets. They're now at 48 points. So who knows, folks? They can keep going higher. I would bump a few teams, but you never know. Next was Carolina and Minnesota. Entered the matchup. Carolina was 32-10 and 3 and 67 points. Minnesota was 28-11 and 3 and 59 points. And at the end of 60 minutes, the Minnesota Wild beat the Carolina Hurricanes by a score of 3-2. Shots on goal were 27 for the Wild, 39 for the Canes. 37 saves for the Wild. Hurricanes 24. The Wild were over 2 on the power play with the Canes at 1 for 4. Big 29th win for the Wild, as they are in second place in the division. We'll get to that when we get to the playoff seeds, okay? Next, the Blackhawks taking on my Blues. The Blues enter the matchup. Chicago 17, 23, and 7 and 41 points. The Blues 26, 14, and 5 and 57 points. 57 points. At the end of 60 minutes, the Blues win by a score of 5-1. Shots on goal. Blues got 31, Blackhawks 16. Shot saves were 15 for the Blues, 26 for the Blackhawks. Both teams were 1 for 3 on the power play, and the Blues pick up their 27th win, their 59th point. I am so happy. Now they got this road trip coming up, starting in Canada. Basically, we're in Eastern Canada first. We're going to be on Eastern Canada, Ottawa on Tuesday. Actually, I got it right here. Ottawa on Tuesday. Then Thursday we're in Montreal. Next Saturday we're in Toronto. Before next Tuesday we're in Philadelphia. Anything can happen, folks. And following the nightcap, the Islanders at Calgary entering the match with the New York Islanders for 17, 18, and 6, and 40 points. Calgary was 25, 13, and 6, and 15, 6 points. And at the end of 60 minutes, the Calgary Flames beat the New York Islanders by a score of 5-2. Shots on goal were Flames 29, Islanders 21. Saves were 19 for the Flames, Islanders 24. Flames were 0 for 1 on the power play with the Islanders 1 for 3. So, a big win for Calgary as they move up. 4 games tomorrow, and I'll get to those tomorrow before leaving. I'm going to my cousin's for the Super Bowl. So you will have a pregame report tomorrow. All right, let's get into the playoffs. In the Metropolitan, it's Carolina, Pittsburgh, the Rangers, and Washington as your top 4 teams in the Met, followed by Columbus, the Islanders, the Devils, and the Flyers. And how things stand, there's no team mathematically out of it yet. And I don't see any team be eliminated just yet in the Metropolitan. In the Atlantic, it's Florida, Tampa, Toronto, and Boston are your top 4, followed by Detroit, Ottawa, Buffalo, and Montreal. In the East, Washington and Boston are your wildcard teams. And the playoffs start today. It's Carolina taking on Boston, followed by Pittsburgh and the Rangers, the Pens and the Rangers. So the Hurricanes will take on the Bruins in round 1. Penguins and the Rangers will take on each other in the next one. In the rest of the East, Florida will take on Washington in the first round, with Tampa Bay and Toronto taking on each other. So that's the East. And folks, I hate to say this, but with a record 8-32-7 and 23 points, I do not see Montreal moving on. I don't even see them getting out of this cellar. It will take, literally, folks, a miracle. Now, folks, I know there's about 28 to about 35 games left for each team. I don't see the Canadians moving on. I hate to say it. They're the only team that has single-digit wins. They got a high double-digit loss. I really don't see them moving on, folks. I just don't see it. That's why I have already marked them out. In my eyes, and I know everyone else sees it, they are mathematically out of it. But yet they haven't gave it to them yet. So if any hockey writers and people see this, totally mark out the Montreal Canadiens because they got no chance of getting in. You know it. So already count them out. Now in the West, it's Colorado, Minnesota, Nashville, the Blues, followed by Dallas, Winnipeg, Chicago, and Arizona. Now your top three in the division is Colorado, Minnesota, Nashville, with St. Louis with the wild card. And in the Pacific, it's Vegas, Calgary, LA. You don't think I'm just looking down on something? I'm actually reading it. It's Vegas, Calgary, LA, Anaheim. Your top four: Edmonton, Vancouver, San Jose, and Seattle. So you don't think I'm lying to you. And the current wild cards are St. Louis and Anaheim, with St. Louis holding the first wild card and Anaheim with the second wild card. So if the playoffs started today, here's how it goes. And in this case, it's all divisional in the first round. Colorado will take on St. Louis. Minnesota and Nashville will take on each other in the first round. And in the other bracket, it's Vegas will take on Anaheim. Calgary will take on LA. I even got it right here. See that right there? Right there. You let you see the rest. All right there, as you see. Look, see? Yeah, I know like these, folks. I did the math. Now, in the West, you probably saw I got an X by Arizona. At record of 12, 32, and 4 and 28 points. And here's why. You guys pretty much know the answer why. I just don't see it. And I know the people who do stats and do the records and everything else, they see it too. So I have officially marked out two teams out of the running for the playoffs. If you agree with me, I hope you do. But if you don't agree with me, comment. Comment if you agree with me that the teams that I say are out are out. If you don't agree with me, comment. Comment below if you agree with me that Montreal and Arizona are out. No, they're mathematically out of it technically. No, comment. Say, hey, I agree with you, Dirk. Or say, hey, Dirk, I disagree with you. Comment below. Okay? Also, tomorrow I'll get my work schedule. So when I'm back at work. Boy, oh boy, I tell you, it's been crazy at work. I love you guys a lot. As always, please stay safe. Take care. The Lord's watching you. Uh, so that's all about it. I love you guys. Until then, peace.